because I just switched up all my inputs like seconds before streaming and it didn't like that very much. There we go. Now YouTube's cooperating. Bless. I just make the chat combine and then we'll get started. Sorry for the delay, guys. We'll get right into the gameplay this time. In fact, let me just load up something really quickly to show you. I need redemption for last time. Already added. All right, is it working? Let's see. Hey, there we go. YouTube's coming in. All right, guys, give me bear with me. Like I said, so for those who didn't see, oh man, it looks really yellow when it's like that. Okay, the screen reflects it. Long story short, minutes before going live today, I was planning to go live 11:30, and then like 11:25, I was still on a Teams call, putting my camera together, and the end of the HDMI cable, I can show you actually, that I use for this camera, like completely frayed. It's tough to, here, I'll show you on the other camera actually, because I do have one good camera. It's just the one of me today gets the budget one, so you get to have the nice one on the product today. Here's the cable. Let me zoom in for you. I'll show you what happened this morning. This is the magic of streaming. It just happens sometimes. Yeah, this cable right there, you see that? Like completely frayed out. So I can't use the nice camera today for both cameras. But thankfully, the one you guys are looking at from the main screen is pretty good looking overall. The one I have from my camera, look, let's be honest. You guys want to look at the product, not me anyway, right? So it's fine. It's fine. It's for getting something working in the meantime, you know, I'm okay with it overall. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to try to get through a lot of gameplay more quickly today. I heard the feedback last time. I know it was a lot of yapping, so I'll try and run through stuff. Also, I need some redemption because last week on, no, was it on Tuesday? I guess it was Tuesday. My week's crazy. I had the VRAM set to auto, which seems to have gimped the numbers a bit. So I've upped it to 8, and that really helped bump the numbers on performance. So we're going to show some of that for you guys today, if that sounds good. Yeah, the end ripped off. Literally, the end like got stuck in the camera. So I pried it out with pliers. I did. The camera itself was fine. It's just the cable needs to get swapped. So I'll have to order that on Prime probably and get something coming over here. Hopefully that will not take too long here. We'll see. I'm gonna jump into the game here and get the benchmark going as is. I think most of the settings are the same before, and I'll switch over to the actual in-game capture of it as well if you guys want to see, but I do want to keep showing some of this since you wanted to see it last time. Also, we should have hopefully game sound coming in, I believe. What's up, Anonymous? What's up, Sasko? What's up, Dark? What's up, SOC? Summer, Cal? Welcome in. Let me just go into settings, video. I'm just gonna run this while I yap because I got stuck yapping. This stun locked yapping last time. That's the idea. Yeah, it's the end of that. It's okay though. Also, hi YouTube, on YouTube as well. And yes, Dark Remo, we will do Monster Hunter Wilds today. I did actually, turns out when you bump the VRAM up to 8, shaders load like instantly. So it's a lot better that way. And you can see, I think, let me switch over to this scene for you guys. You can see kind of what's going on inside. And I'll pull up the overlay in a second as well. Oh, no way, let's do this. Okay. Let me just do, if it does that, give me a sec. I'll swap the capture card settings. Yeah, okay, let me just zoom this in for you and switch that around. Like I said, I have a new capture card coming in today, so it's coming in this afternoon. Hoping I might get you before stream today. Didn't quite make it, but it is on the way. So hopefully you guys can kind of see that number in the top left. I'm gonna switch to show the input of the capture as well, but you can see it's a lot higher. Hopefully you can kind of read that. There you go, top left. And so the VRAM definitely was a big difference maker for the actual performance here. I'll go into some of the settings as well here too. Yes, it is loud on me, Sasko. That was actually some feedback I got from people too, so I'll turn it back down there as well. Let me just adjust my capture card settings as well, because I think it's actually stretching the resolution. That's why it's blipping in and out a little bit when you try and send it to the stream. But if I switch it to just be merged, it should be fine. Internal, bypass, there we go. Okay, and then I can show you guys the screen like actually on the device as well. I just switched the extension of the cable it's plugging into, so it's gonna switch up the sizing for it, but hopefully, yeah, it's still up here. So let me switch over to this scene, and you guys should be able to see the actual numbers here on this. So much higher FPS than we had the other day. Again, almost entirely due to bumping up the VRAM. Did change some other things on here too. This is in 800p. A lot of the tests we did on Tuesday were in the high resolutions, so I've been testing more kind of at the lower resolutions, which personally I think if you want to run everything at like max settings, 800 makes sense. Right now it's in 1000, and it is, I have had a little bit of weirdness switching between different resolutions with the capture card specifically, but I tested a lot of this stuff without having a capture card plugged in on Tuesday evening, and it ran a lot better. So that is the first one here, and you can see I've got it in, I think, balance mode right now. So that wasn't even the max TDP. If you want to go max, we can do that. Give it a second there, and also run performance right here. I think you guys can kind of see that as well. Again, 16:10 screen, so I got to kind of shrink it like that, but now you can see a bit more. How's the fan volume when running games like this? So you can hear it if you want. I'll zoom this camera out now that you don't have to see the screen quite so close. You hear it? Kind of hard to hear probably with this mic, but not bad. I can't hear it myself throughout. I mean, even without the headphones, it's pretty quiet, but with the headphones on, I can't hear it at all. So let's go also to, let me try 800. Again, sometimes the capture card, it doesn't like me swapping resolutions, but hopefully it stays on like that. And then I do have RSR on here as well. I'm going to try to do it one more time with this, with the updated settings, and then we'll see how it runs that way. I think I got like the 110 or so with this stuff when I was testing offline. We'll see if the capture card changes that at all. Probably not, but should be around then. So to kind of run any AAA without lag on max settings. So that's what we're testing right now for you, Marcia, through the benchmarking tool. Color super vivid on the main camera. No, it's not just you, Sasko. Like I said earlier, it's this is a webcam that my main camera is using right now. The look of it's pretty good in terms of like the sharpness, but yeah, you can definitely tell it's a little, it's not the DSLR type level that we typically have. That's because the HDMI cable frayed off, so I'm currently working with what I can for right now. And there you go, there's your full frame monitor for you guys. Let me bump over this a little bit here. Again, trying to like kind of make it work for 16:10 resolution, and you can see more of the numbers there for you. What's up, Kona? How's it going? Welcome in. What's up, Spartacus? What's up, Bumpcod? Working by Legion Go 2 controller. So you can't yet, Ahura, but you'll be able to pretty soon on Lenovo.com. Probably closer to release timing, I would guess. Shipping now depending on the region, basically. So there's different availabilities in different parts of the world. That makes sense. Hi, Dynamite Twins. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Shout out to our iHeart creators who are going to be announcing. I'm waiting for you guys to approve the graphic, and then I'm going to post it today. So hopefully I'll be able to. I've heard a bit farther back to see how you're using Lenovo, but maybe I've been watching too many TikTok streams where that's the norm. I gotcha. Well, I swap between a lot of different camera angles here. I have like these two main ones, one with the actual screen capture, one of course with this right here. By the way, guys, shout out to Dynamite Twins. They're going to be going to the iHeartRadio Music Fest with us next week, and we're doing a special co-stream with them basically next Friday and Saturday. So stay tuned on that. Very cool IRL travel duo. So thank you guys for stopping in here. Okay, let's go. Any other tweaks on Cyberpunk you want to see? I'm gonna try to go fast today because I only have so much time. That was, by the way, if you want to see the actual settings for that, here were the settings it was running on. If you want to tweak some of this, we can as well. And you can also see it with and without RSR or with the native res if you want to. Let me just try native res for a sec, and hopefully it keeps up with that here. If we go into video, you do have to actually change it here as well, I think. Well, let's go to, I believe it's this, right? Hit apply on the bottom. And we do a frame gen on, I believe, right now. That was at request of other people. Yeah, sometimes it's a little funny when you're going in and out with the capture card here, but let me bump this up to 144. And it's just gonna, sometimes you have to like reset the game when you switch resolutions like this mid-game. So let me go back down to 800 for now, but I do want to try this right here. Is that gonna look better for me? Yeah, okay. And then switch this. There you go. And then if you want to change the actual values, we can do that too. I like touching the touchscreen most of the time, but test gains a lossless scaling. I don't have it installed on it right now, but we could do that in the future, potentially. Yeah, new ergonomics are very nice, Omega. I agree. That's, to me, like one of the biggest improvements, along with the screen being OLED. That's a huge one as well. Okay, let's go back to Steam Deck preset. Hang on a sec. This menu's a little funny sometimes. If I get to the top here. Where's the Steam Deck pre? See, it's like, it jumps down for some reason. You have to get to the very top one. Come on. Don't go too far. See how it jumps all the way down? I can't, guys. I don't know why it does that. I think it's like a, because it looks like it should go up one more time. Okay. I swear we're gonna get this. Don't get mad at me, chat. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's got more room on there to go up. There we go. Okay. Don't go any further. Steam Deck. Okay, run benchmark. Yeah, it should have applied, right? So let's try this benchmark with the Steam Deck preset as well. Ray tracing on, we can test that too if you want to, Richard. I'm gonna try and go quickly between a lot of different games today if I can, because again, I'm limited on time, but try to show as much as we can. Iron Man, this is Windows, the default Windows that comes with the Go 2 currently. So here's your Steam Deck preset as well over here. And again, this is 8 gigs of VRAM. You can also change the VRAM in the BIOS to different values, like all the way up to 16, I think, or anywhere between auto 1 to 4, 8, I think, off the top of my head. So you have different values to that based on what you want to use. Oh, it looks super nice too. How much better are the speakers? Speakers are a lot better. I've shown it a couple times on streams here on both Twitch and YouTube. So I might show you if you want to. I have to disconnect the input feed to show speakers, obviously, but it's also a little hard to like show the speaker quality. I can hold the mic up, but it doesn't. I mean, it sounds loud. That's the way I can describe it. But yeah, they're definitely, if you look at the Go 1 versus the Go 2, they're much bigger speakers on the sides, so they should be louder. Is the IR event going to be in NC? Nope, it's going to be in Vegas next Friday and Saturday. I would be going, but I have a baby due like in the next, potentially like next week. So it's crazy. Or 2 weeks from now, I should say. Got your news from Dino Cornell and the mouse features your favorite. Yeah, you've seen the FPS mode this thing can do. Pretty sick, right? So there we go. There's some much higher numbers for Cyberpunk. I wouldn't have some redemption because like I knew something was off with it running on Tuesday. And yeah, I think it was mainly the VRAM that I had just set to auto, which I wouldn't recommend basically if you want to do that. All right, let's get back out of here. I'm prioritizing switching games here a little bit. So I'm gonna close out of this for a second. We'll switch back over to this scene and let's jump into some Monster Hunter because people were asking for that last time. So let's pull up Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark tool, which shouldn't have to install the shaders this time, thankfully. You can see an actual value for that. So the aim is to try and break it. I mean, to push it, right? Because that's what people want to see, right? It's like, what are you going to get performance-wise on some of the top-end games? And I think most people are looking for, like, what's the highest FPS I can get in a game, right? Like, there's a lot of people who want to tweak certain things and certain resolutions or certain things in the game. But I think for most people, they're just looking for, like, what's the highest FPS I can get in games and have it look pretty good, right? But we can tweak with it. And that's actually not even to max. So I have it set to 8 right now, dark, but you can go up to 16, I believe. And there's 32 gigs of RAM in this thing. So you've got a lot of headroom to work with. Just talking to some of the other people who use this a lot, I've been running it at 8, but you could bump it up if you want to for certain games. I'm sure like there's a lot of optimizing you can do with this device. So depending on the game you want to main, basically, you could definitely do a lot more with it that way. 8 to 12 for this will be ideal. Don't believe there's a 12 gig VRAM option. I don't think so, but I will say handhelds, we did add like community requested values to the base. Like I think 6 got added to the Go. So if you guys have like a specific number you want, then let us know and could get added in the BIOS benchmark or BIOS update as well. Keep that in mind. All right, benchmark for Monster Hunter Wilds is up next. Here we go. I'm going fast, like I said, guys, because I apologize for yapping too much last time. 16 for Windows cuts it close. That's why you're saying 12 is better. Yeah, I think it's up to you. I don't think there's a 12 option, but yeah, that's a good measurement overall if you want to shoot for that. This is Gamers Gender. Oh, nice. Handhelds, welcome in, man. Good to see you. Appreciate that. Do you usually run DLSS on all your games, or do you sometimes use DLAA on non-competitive ones? Depends on your graphics card and stuff, but generally I run DLSS in most of the games. Also, guys, just so you know, it's like a little bit, the resolution you see on the screen is a little different than you see it in person. That's just because the capture card stuff, like I said, it looks like a little bit stretched out technically on the source, but if you see like on the actual Legion Go itself, it looks totally fine and normal here. So just keep that in mind with some how I'm capturing it today for the stream. Borderlands, yes, Manty. So Borderlands, I was very close to playing Borderlands today. Here's the problem. It released at noon, and it's like a 70 GB game. So I didn't have time to install it. I'm also hoping we can do like a proper showcase day for it with having key giveaways for you guys. So I got a key to test this stuff on. But just because of like how much time I have today, and since we don't have keys to give away yet, I think I'm holding off on Borderlands. Like maybe do that on Tuesday or something, if that works. Yeah, it's very, very, very cool. You can definitely tell a difference between last generation and this one that way, Omega. And that's, I've got the full display over there for you. We are running in the, I believe, the full custom mode. Yeah, so maxing it out. We can see different performance values if you guys want to, but again, I think a lot of people want to see how it runs at max settings as well. What's up, Matthew? Welcome in. Good to see you here today. First you're going for a Switch, but now it's the thing. Dino Cornel is... I told you about this. I mean, I'm getting both Pro, so because now they're doing like some direct for the Metroid Prime 4, which is my weakness, right after Silksong came out, and also Kirby Air Riders. So I'm gonna have to get a Switch to at some point, but I don't have one just yet. Can you play Red Dead Redemption? I can, Driver. I don't have it installed in here today, but people have asked for that one, so I'm going through what I have installed today, and then we'll kind of rotate what's on here essentially. Looks terrible. So it depends on the settings you have in the game, right? That's what I was saying for you. The actual like the FPS values are pretty good. Obviously like the textures are a little bit weird on this right now, but that's sort of the balance of like, do you value FPS versus do you value the graphics in the game? And it's also, I think with this tool, it like recommends stuff for you. So right now it's on lowest, but we can bump up the actual graphics quality as well. That's just what they actually defaulted to on here. Be for your Lenovo laptop or Lenovo Switch. I use them both for different reasons, basically, if that's what you mean. What's the battery remaining on average when games run on full settings? I can take the, well, yeah, I can unplug the charger. Hang on. If you guys want to see some of the battery usage, I'll just run on battery for a bit here too. I do think it might run a little bit better on custom specifically if you're plugged in. Not totally sure on that, but keep that in mind for this. But I'll run it for battery for now. Yeah, the game is pretty optimized from what I've heard, but also like, so that's why it's a good benchmark. But again, keep in mind it just defaults to lowest settings. You can change that value. It's just what it goes for the benchmark. You can try medium details. I can if you want to. I don't think I can stop the run once it's going, but afterwards I can. Depends on if you guys want to see more tests on this game specifically or jump to different games, because we don't have so much time. And Black Myth Wukong I do have on here reactive. That I have the benchmark tool if you guys want to see that as well. Release date, it's been announced and is available in certain regions already, Daniel, depending on what part of the world that you're in. I think that's probably right, handhelds. I haven't actually tested like a hardcore battery usage yet because I just mainly play Silksong when I'm not streaming on here. But yeah, definitely if you want to run like max settings on stuff, that is probably right for that. I'm not totally sure, but that sounds about right to me. Astari says other games. I personally would try to hit a bunch of games today if possible, but if you guys want to like spend time with different settings on each one, we can do that as well. Yeah, and guys, keep in mind like you're seeing it on the stream right now, but so it's a trade-off, right? Like you can either go for higher FPS in lower graphic settings or bump up the graphic settings for slightly lower FPS. So it just depends on what matters to you. Like maybe you want like a really, really smooth experience, or you want to have higher looking quality at like slightly lower FPS. I think you could bump up the settings in this game and probably get pretty good FPS still, but yeah. And yes, it's not a giant screen. I mean, it's a big screen for a handheld, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a desktop monitor screen, that's for sure. North America, keep an eye out like in the next month or so. Daniel, I think I gave a date I can give, but yeah, a spooky date, you might say, sometime around then. Yeah, I mean, it's just a math equation, right? Handheld. So like you can take the 74 watt hour battery plus the power consumption and then work out like a rough, pretty accurate timing on how long the battery should last. So makes sense to me. What's up, Richard? This is the 1 terabyte Z2E 32 gigabyte version. I think I got that right. And yes, you connect to a TV. That's essentially what I'm doing right now, is sending to you guys the same way I would send to a TV. This is actually, if I switch over to this, hopefully you guys can see most of the settings here. move this down a little bit. So just to show you, like, I'm on a Legion dock right now, which has just one cable at the top and has HDMI out the back, plus power, plus USBs, plus whatever else you want to plug in. So that's like the dock solution, if you're familiar with that kind of thing that we're using to send out the capture. But you could also connect it to a desktop monitor or a TV or whatever else you want, and also unplug the controllers. That's the other party trait this thing has. Is OLED screen display better than the original version? Yes, Christopher. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the first display that we had, the version, but this one has OLED and VRR and it's native landscape, so those to me are pretty big upgrades overall. Okay, so that's the default settings there, guys. Again, I could like interesting, don't let you like return to title screen. So I'm guessing you can change the presets in here if you want to see a higher value. Wait for it to get to the menu for a second, I'll show you. But I kind of want to switch over to a different game like Wukong maybe, if you're okay. Yeah, the screen's amazing, man. To me, that's the biggest upgrade, besides the chip, right? The Z2E chip is the huge, like, really the reason to get the handheld. But the screen having VR and OLED, again, to my knowledge, the only like mainstream kind of handheld that has OLED and VRR. And obviously it's a very big display, and is now native landscape. So those are big. Plus the ergonomics, the controllers. You can get the controllers separately and just upgrade the base Go if you want to. But obviously having the whole package is nice if you want to. Yeah, you have different graphic settings there too. Like this is lowest. The menus for Monster Hunter are crazy, by the way. I don't play a lot of this game, but they have so many options here. Like you can change the sky cloud quality, the grass and tree sway. Like you can control everything in this game. But I'm just going off the presets here. If you want to, you could definitely like change the graphic settings here to be medium, high, ultra, low, whatever. That was lowest, right? So I would probably say like low, medium, high. You could test any of those and be fine if you want to. Do you Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Wukong for testing? I do have Wukong, and that's what I'm going to switch to right now. If you guys want to come back to a game, we can. I'm just going off of the default settings, but let's switch over to Wukong for a sec because I only got so much time today, so I got to go kind of quick because I'm about to present to our VP again. I think this might be the last time doing it though, actually, because next week is the event. So yeah, I have to present on what we're doing for the iHeart event, but next week we have 4 streams lined up, which is pretty cool. So stay tuned for that. I'm actually just going to Legion Space because it's literally just easier to look at the whole library this way. And there's Wukong, which we did test this one the other day, but again, that was with auto VRAM. So we're going to test it now with the proper 8 gigs. So many menus. I know Monster Hunter is overwhelming with the menus, man. There's so many controls there, honestly. I'm gonna go with the AI variant of the chip. So to be clear, Doc Remo, just really quick, guys, I'm not a product manager, so I can't like tell you the exact reason every design change choice was made. But my guess for this would be probably cost, right? Because at the end of the day, like there's already a lot of expensive stuff in the device. So I don't know, that could be coming in the future. I don't know, to be clear, because they keep all the product stuff really tight-lipped, even with people like me, until it's ready to go. But that's probably my guess, is there's already a lot of expensive components in the device, and maybe the performance difference isn't enough to kind of justify the price bump at the same time. All right, let's go to benchmark really quick here. I think it's maybe still loading. I love having this little trackpad, by the way. So settings for this, gameplay. I'll switch over to this scene for you. Display, graphics. Probably recommending graphic settings. So it's already just testing stuff for you. It's using frame gen and SRS. If you want that, ray tracing's off. It says the preset's at low. Let's try medium. I kind of want to try and see how it runs. I don't think we tested medium last time, but this is a game that like if you can bump it up a little bit would be nice. So let's go ahead and benchmark that and see how it runs for you guys. Also just playing my own music because there's not, like when you're benchmarking stuff, it's just ambient noise usually. So stay tuned. Stalker 2, please, after. I need to get Stalker 2, man. I haven't tried to install anything new since Tuesday, but I can at least do some runbacks here after running through the changes. Okay. Also, interestingly, sometimes you see different FPS values on the overlay versus the game. Like you see it says 71 here. If I take off the actual overlay for you guys, or go to like simple, you can see like the difference here. It says 96 in the game. So I think, oh, now it's changing. Okay, there we go. Let me just make sure. Sometimes it takes a second to kind of catch up to what it's actually showing in the game. Also, I just want to say it is smoother on the go than it is like on the capture. And again, that's just due to like capture card limits on resolutions. Best way I can describe it. It's a little tricky sometimes with 16 by 10 screens. How did it handle last time you tested it? So some context here, Reactive. I tested on stream on Tuesday, and it was kind of getting a little gimped on the numbers because I had VRAM lower, which is why I want to do today like a rerun at it, basically with some higher numbers, essentially. And yeah, Borderlands will be next week because it's huge. So, although I've heard, from what I heard from some enthusiasts, it's not very optimized. So I don't know if it'll be a great like showcase to go to anyway, because it sounds like there might be more kind of game side issues than the actual device itself. I mean, there are some benefits to AI chips. C-Sport, like we have those we have MPUs in the Legion laptops for this generation, which help with like auto suggesting settings and things, even kind of like pulling that across lots of devices for the best data to recommend. But you can definitely still perform well without the AI. It just sometimes helps you get a little bit higher on that side. What's up, Ashley? Welcome in. What's up, Chariot? Good to see you. And yes, the VRR is really nice, Omega. That's one thing. I don't think any capture cards support VRR. The one I ordered supports VRR pass-through, but I don't think it supports VRR capture. Streaming nerdery. But yeah, I'm trying to hopefully upgrade. This is like the best capture card I could find on the current market, so fingers crossed it'll help with any sort of potential upgrades we can do there. Can I take 8 terabyte? So I've got this question a lot, James. It definitely takes 2280. All the different specs, the versions of the go-to take 2280. But I don't know if it goes up to 8 terabyte. I have to check on that. Definitely 4, but I'm not sure about 8. Thank you, Krakatoans. Yeah, right after this stream, man, I have to go right into a presentation, and I might have to use a deep fried camera, so wish me luck because I usually have the nice camera on the presentations. All right, so there's Wukong for you on the testing. Hope you guys can read that. It's a little hard to see, but yeah, you've got kind of your 89 as your value. That was on medium settings too, so it recommends the lowest one by default, but I bumped up the quality just a little bit to get a higher looking one overall. What else we got here? Yeah, good performance on this for sure, Hero. And again, you could keep tweaking this too. If you want to try different VRAM values in the BIOS, there may be like a higher number here or different resolutions, things like that. This is kind of what I've been getting so far though. All right, so let me switch out again. We're gonna go quick. Like I said, how we do on time? 12:45, so I've got about 45 minutes here to stream with you guys. What else I have installed on here we go through quickly, and then maybe like a second round on some other games if you want to. Oh, Alan Wake 2, 3D Mark. I mean, I can do Hollow Knight if you guys want to see Hollow Knight. It's gonna be a bajillion FPS, but I can do that. I have Marvel Rivals. Claire, we can do, Expedition 33 ran a lot better too if you guys want to see that. That was a weird one on Tuesday that we got much higher FPS when I tested it the other night. So let me know. There's also, I think, Forza on here, which, yeah, it shows right there. And Control. Control doesn't have like a proper logo, but Control's there too. Fragpunk. Supposedly Fragpunk has a graphic benchmark mode. I couldn't find it, but I was told there is one there. So let me know what you guys want to see. Borderlands 4 is out. Yes, it is indeed. This is a product showcase, LOD, so it's showing how stuff runs in this device, because that's what we're getting a lot of requests for, basically. Midstream code, we'll do it at 1. How about that? Rivals, Warzone. What's up, DK? I don't have Warzone on here today. I see Expedition 33, Forza. Oh, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man worked. Yeah, Spider-Man did crash the other day, but it was working for me, which may have just also been a VRAM thing. So let me retry it again and see if that works for you guys. Because that one I want to have some redemption for. Also Clear Obscure. Like, that one was not a great showcase, so I want to try and redo that one as well. Yes, we just did Monster Hunter Wilds VRAM right before Wukong. So we did Cyberpunk, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Wukong so far. Now we're doing Spider-Man, which doesn't have a benchmark mode. It just has like free play. Same for Expedition 33, and I think Forza does a benchmark mode. What else? Control and Alan Wake. I don't think of benchmarks. Maybe we could test that, but Marvel Rivals we could do as well if you want to, Cal. I could try the FPS mode on that one. That could be interesting. Is it heavy? I want to get it, but I'm not sure how heavy it is. So I'll tell you that it is heavier than the Go 1. If you are familiar with the Go 1 Recro, then it is a little bit heavier, but still feels pretty good. I mean, the trade-off for the weight is definitely the bump in performance and specs on the thing, so keep that in mind. Twitch, are you getting Twitch ads, really? I didn't think, with this channel, we have like a special status, so I think you should only get pre-rolls, and then No mid rolls, I believe. What's the UK release date? I've heard, I think you can already order it in UK or like pre-order it, Sam. So you should check it out. This game I've heard a lot about, Richard, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Somebody was asking me to play it earlier too. So is it out yet though? I thought it came out like later in the day. No, Vitrio, that was because of a setting in the menu that got funny. You can see it's loading now. So yeah, it was because I had user error on Tuesday. Is the Z2 non-extreme chip in the base model different to the Z1 Extreme? Yes. So did you tell me about just the base Z2 versus the Z1E? Yeah, I mean there's differences in performance there. So to be blunt with you, I don't know off the top of my head the differences to kind of give you exact details, but I believe it should be a slight performance difference. I could get you some more info on that if you like. Okay, so I've got Spider-Man here. It's so much smoother than I mean, obviously like the other day we couldn't even launch it, but yeah, it's actually running now. Again, kind of stretched out on the screen, but I mean, I can even just show you on like the camera how smooth it is basically, and you've got the FPS in the top left for you. A lot smoother in terms of the performance here. And I think I was playing with the settings a little bit on here. Oops, hang on, let me still getting used to those new buttons on here. So in the menus, for what we have here for graphics settings, just to give you an idea, if we go to display and graphics, we are on high right now actually, which is running at this level, and it's got like all the other, some of the stuff on here in terms of ambient shadows. I think ray tracing's off, but you've got a lot of this stuff at high basically. Motion blur's off because I hate motion blur. Field of view is at max. Screen shake, turn that off, I think. It's weird that like makes the buildings reload. Need to do that. If I can turn it off maybe? I don't know, maybe it has to stay on. Okay, so that's what we're kind of running settings wise for the game right now. It's been a minute since I played Spider-Man, but you can tell it runs pretty well overall. You like to eat food? Me too, that's crazy. What are the odds? So I mean, yeah, it's, again, for some reason it's only showing 30 FPS in the capture, but it's running at, you know, 60 in the game right now, and it's really smooth on my end, so keep that in mind. You can see the actual FPS values in the capture as well. But this thing, honestly, I was testing this the other day. I was like, man, I might have to play some more Spider-Man, because I played just the basic start of this on a showcase day, but it feels really good to play on here overall. What's up, Serial? How's it going? Pretty satisfied with Z1E, so if it's somewhat close, you're interested in the device, just for all the, I mean, yeah, if you want to go for the Z2, then that's an option for you as well. But yeah, the Z2E and Z2 are both good options. You have still all the other benefits, like the screen upgrades, the controller upgrades, all that kind of stuff. Also, don't mind me, I'm not like the best Spider-Man player, but I can at least turn on to showcase what's going on in the game here. Just look how cool that is, man. You max the field of view. It looks so good on here. Let me, I think that the capture card is actually pulling in a higher resolution. From what I can tell, I think it's actually pulling at like 2200. I wonder if I could like show that to you guys in a better, I don't know, the tough part is in 16:10, and there's just not that many like refresh rates supported for 16:10 screens and capture cards. So I do my best to show it the best I can, but I hope you can see how smooth it is here overall. And the FPS. Yes, FSR gives more FPS. Kind of like DLSS idea if you're used to that. Yeah, this thing feels pretty cool to play. So any questions on it, let me know. Try Spider-Man 1. I mean, it should be roughly the same, right? In terms of like, I mean, are you talking performance or just in terms of like liking the game? I think I tried that a while ago. 1610 is the new way to go. I mean, yeah, especially if you're on like laptops or handhelds. I think most desktops are still using 16:9, but there you go. There's a look at Spider-Man for you. What else? Do you guys want to see Expedition 33 maybe? Jump between over there. No, yeah, it's just from the capture mark on that side, because it's trying to keep up with that resolution essentially. I can even show you like, maybe it looks a little better over here. Hard to tell, but you can see kind of, this is also in 30 FPS, keep that in mind, but sometimes it looks smoother on this. I just like the look of 30 FPS cameras personally. So you can see some of that happening right there. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's also pulling in the capture at like a higher resolution than the actual Go is at right now. So keep that in mind too. Try Valve on this? I have not tried a Valve, but we could do that potentially. That's probably a decent like benchmarking game, honestly. We'll switch over to, what else do I got here? Pull up Weekend Space. I might do Expedition 33 to get some redemption on that one, if you guys are okay. Lenovo UK says delivery next week. Yeah, I think it's shipping pretty quickly in UK from what I've heard, Sam. So that's good news over there. Stanley, I don't have loss of scaling on here yet, but I could do that in a future one, potentially. Display is going warm. It's not. Nope, it's not warm at all. I mean, you can see the temperatures on there, right? For like the CPU and GPU, which give you an actually like measurement of that, but I don't feel anything on the screen itself, if that's what you mean. What's up, TNT? Doing pretty well. How are you doing today? How's your Thursday treating you? Can you guys, okay, be honest, for anyone who's come in recently to the stream, did you notice that my main camera is different? Like, I used to actually, back when the first Legion Go launched, I only had one good camera, so I did this a lot. And actually, the first time we showed the base Legion Go, I was using like a real low quality camera for the overhead cam. So it's definitely been improved since then. Loss of scaling you can use, it's an app you can use to get some more kind of performance resolution out of it. Basically, Dark Remote doesn't come with the Go, but it's something a lot of people use with handhelds to kind of increase the resolution and performance as an add-on. Me too, Mark, dude. I've been waiting this for so long, and I'm so excited that both Silksong and the Go 2 came out in like the same time. It's crazy. All right, so let's switch back over to this scene so you guys can see the actual in-game side as well. Here's the actual look at it here. You can see it's way smoother than the other day we were playing with it in terms of the frame rates there. And in terms of like what we have for in-game settings, let me show that too, which I think they always switch start and select on these settings here. I'm currently running graphics at low with the XeSS. You can also do TSR if you want to. And right now I'm doing like medium. Let's just try TSR. Actually, I was on ZSS, but let's try this and see how it changes. They've seemed like they're pretty similar performance-wise to me, but yeah, you can see kind of like the overall performance here. This game I also noticed a lot of difference with RSR, which let me see if that's on currently. I don't think it currently is, but it definitely like no, it is. Okay, let me toggle it here really quickly. Okay. And I definitely saw some changes with that as I played with it over time, but you could also lower this. Like, this is another game where it's definitely going to be a trade-off with your graphics quality versus the performance of it, whether you value having like really sharp details or having higher FPS overall. I think I played this entire game on the SteamOS version of the Legion Go S, and this is just kind of running at an even higher look, basically. Just remember your shoes on the desk from last year. Oh no, that was actually I think it was like a cable or something. It looked like it was shoes though. Yeah, it's not really a spoiler. I mean, kind of, but the game's also kind of old at this point. So look, you should be playing it by now, right? Nice, Adam. Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually owned a Steam Deck, but I'm liking this thing quite a bit overall. This is also a pretty good area for testing things. If I go back into the settings here, again, you can play a lot around with the settings in this game in particular in terms of how you want to run it. Keep in mind, this is also an Unreal Engine game, so that can go different ways, but this is medium here. I mean, you could go to low here, or I think it was like if you really want to crank up the FPS, you could do some of this kind of thing. Let me just test it really quickly, and it should be a good bump here, I would guess. It's about the same, but you can keep playing with that overall. But there's a lot of lighting effects going on here, so this is actually a pretty good place to be testing stuff overall. And again, just keep in mind, like, there's slight differences on the actual capture versus the game itself. So like if I show the actual screen, you can see like it's pretty smooth there. But you can't really see the values on this view very well is the only issue. How's that, Brian? Have you tried Game Pass streaming, PlayStation streaming? No, you could definitely do that. I mean, I will say, like, if you're getting this device, you probably, I don't know, you could do both, right? Play locally installed stuff versus streaming stuff. And definitely any handheld is really nice for streaming games too. That can, a lot of people use that even on like the lower spec handhelds. So depends on how you want to use it. But yeah, you could do that for sure. Yeah, and loss of scaling will significantly help the FPS too, if that's something you want to try. How loud are the fans? I'll show you, maybe. You hear it? A little hard. Let me turn the music off for a sec so you can hear a little better. Maybe. I mean, so keep in mind with that too, hey, it's hard to show fan noise on a stream because I'm using like a speaking mic for that, and also I have the EQ turned up on the treble. It's stream nerdery, but so it's going to sound a little bit more high pitched than it actually is in person. But yeah, I don't hear the fan at all personally, even in a game like this, basically. It's really not loud. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's enhanced for effect. Like a better indicator would be like here, maybe. Like, because that's what you're going to hear. Oh, you guys can't see. Hang on. Let me zoom this out. Here's the mic. Like, that's what you're going to hear, right? And if I turn off everything else and turn up the sound, like, you're not going to hear anything. Obviously, I put the mic, like, right on the fan and you're blowing right into the mic. It's going to sound a little exaggerated. So that's why I say it's tough to show it, like, anecdotally on stream versus actually showing you in person, basically. Did the single controller aiming improve in FPS mode? Oh, you mean, like, putting it in FPS mode? Where's my case? Yeah, I can try FPS mode if you want to. What was I? Oh, let's try Rivals with that. I think that'd be good to test out. Steam or Windows? This is currently on Windows. This is what it ships with for the go-to. So let's switch to Rivals and try out the FPS mode. This is just how I like to close games. You can do it however you want to. This is how I typically run it. Let's go into Rivals. I think Rivals sometimes has shaders updates. Hopefully not too bad, but we'll see here. This would be a good game to try FPS mode for them. My laptop fan is too loud to hear yours. Oh no. And without controllers connected, yeah, I mean, I have to do that anyway for FPS mode, but if you want to take the controllers off, you can definitely do that. You can also use the controller attachment as well if you want to combine them. And again, I'm using the dock on mine currently, right under there, which is how we're getting everything sent to the stream PC. It's on battery right now, by the way, too. Keep that in mind. So everything is currently running on battery. Try Borderlands? Not yet. It just came out like an hour ago. So, and it's like a 60 gigabyte game. So I don't want to like sit here just installing a game with you guys right off the bat, but hopefully we can do that next week potentially. Hi Lulu, how are you? We have Fortnite on high settings. Fortnite's something we got a lot of requests for, along with Warzone and a couple other games. That's on my list to install for next week. We can use mouse keyboard. Yes, you can. If you want to see that, look, I've got one to plug right in over here. You can use a mouse keyboard. You can use anything you can plug in versus USB. You just need to have like the dock basically, or USB-C cable. There's two USB-Cs built into the device, but there's also, I love the dock. I know people like have kind of mixed feedback on the dock because it doesn't have like that single plug at the bottom, but it's by far the most used thing. Definitely as a streamer, but just in general. It's got a number of USB ports at the back, so I'm just gonna plug these in really quickly. And I'll show you both FPS mode and just mouse and keyboard, if that works for you guys. So, to kind of demonstrate here, I have mouse and keyboard now. I'll zoom out for a little bit for you. Mouse and keyboard running there right now. This is how I can play. This is how I actually play more for Rivals generally, so we'll see how this runs for you. I get through all NetEase's agreements and everything. Yeah, it's really nice. The dock is my favorite part. What's up, Billy Goat? Good to see you, by the way. Yeah, it's the thing is, it's basically just a Windows PC that's a handheld at the same time. So people use it in all sorts of ways, and I talk about this like every stream. We have people who use it for work, for school. You can run any program you can run on Windows, basically, you can run on here. Whether it's productivity stuff like Excel or PowerPoint, or creative stuff like, you know, Adobe Premiere, Photoshop, DaVinci, even like FL Studio, any of that kind of stuff if you want to, basically. Are you GM yet? No, I am not. I haven't played Rivals in a minute, I'll be honest with you. Let's go into practice. Yeah, it's loading the shaders, so give it a sec. I haven't actually booted this game up yet on here, and Rivals lets you get into the game before all the shaders are done loading. So it might take a second to kind of catch up here on the look of it. Hi, Billy Goat. Good to see you. Have you tried Starfield? I have not tried Starfield on this device. I've tried Starfield in general, but not on this device, if that's what you mean. All right, let's go. Who should I play here? I don't know. Bucky. He got a crazy bird skin recently. Okay, here's the actual game itself. And just to kind of illustrate, let me switch between FPS mode as well. So if you want to go into FPS mode, I'll show this really quickly. The right controller has this little toggle on the bottom, which lets you just toggle it like this. And then this becomes a mouse. So you can plug it into the dock it comes with here. And now you're moving around just like an FPS game, right? Like you're controlling it that way. And you can either, like I said, use a keyboard like this if you want to, or of course the actual controller too, which I'm not much of a controller gamer, so I'd probably use the keyboard, but yeah, you can just do that, and then you got your little buttons here for your clicks, basically, as your mouse clicks. That's your left click, your right click is like this, so you can do this. And then it is a little tricky for like some of the keybinds, but these other buttons here become like your, you know, your mouse buttons essentially. Or again, you can just use a keyboard if you want to as well. That's an option for you. Or if you have like a chiclet keyboard, a lot of people with the Go 1 did that, where they had small keyboard to take with them and then use the FPS mode plus a small keyboard on the go, which is nice. The trackpad improved? Yes, I always liked the default trackpad, to be honest, but it is good as well. The ergonomics of that give you cardiac issues? Well, you don't have to use it, right? But it is designed that way. Like, that's why there's buttons right here to hit with your thumb. There's these buttons to hit with your fingers. And they've improved. There's even, I don't have it on right now, but it comes with a little protector that you can put on the actual pins right here. So if you want to use it like this, there's this new little cover you can put on right that covers that up, basically, to kind of keep your fingers okay. This is brand new, so I haven't used it a lot, but I did put it on the other day, and it's a way to do that if you want to. Bear with me here. It kind of like snaps in the same way as the rails do. Honestly, I liked using it as is with the first device, but yeah, there, whoops. Give me a sec. You just like put it in and slide it down, I think it looks like. I don't remember if it was the top. Which way is the top? Which one's the bottom? Let me look at it for a sec. I think I have it backwards. Yes, I do have it backwards. That's why. Okay, so the little Legion logo goes to the top. That's why. And then this just goes on there. And there you go. That's how it goes, like that. So that kind of goes right where your palm is, essentially, and kind of makes it a bit more comfortable if you want to play like that at the same time. Here's the actual in-game, by the way, too. If you want to see this, keep in mind, I think some of the shaders are still installing in the game, but you can see some of the actual values for Marvel Rivals as well. Like, significantly better than the last, the Go S test, by the way. We did some Go S testing, and this game, it was definitely hitting its limits on the Go S. This feels pretty good overall. And in terms of settings that we're on right now, let's take a check real quick. I'm actually just use the mouse because I'm just used to it. So, display, borderless window, we're at quality right now. FSR. This game, by the way, typically when I'm playing this game, even my desktop, like my Max End desktop, I turn everything to low. Like, if you guys are sweaty competitive gamers, you might kind of feel the same way. Here's the settings I use on my tower. Let me just do this for reference here. No FPS cap, please. We're gonna do network stacks on, VSync off. Let's do, oh, I don't have AMD options usually. Frame gen's not even on right now. Typically I would keep frame gen off for this game, but it depends on like your use case, right? This is at quality. Let's apply this really quickly and just see what this looks like to start. And there we go. So this is what I would typically run on my desktop. This is really, really playable, by the way. Like, I could definitely play this pretty easily. And I mean, picking up mouse and keyboard, it's so nice. It just makes it so natural. Does it get as hot as the first Legion go? So again, you can see the temperatures in the top left. It's about 70 right now. Is kind of what we're hovering at, more or less. So no. What's the Z2 Extreme equivalent to graphic card? I don't know that answer off the top of my head, Brian, but I could look into it maybe. If anybody here in the chat knows, let me know. I don't know that piece of trivia. Yep. Not yet, AG4. Baby comes in 13 days, man. Crazy. Yeah, frame gen is losing game. I will say, like, when I started playing this game, I used frame gen, and like you'll see, it's a big difference. Like, if I turn on frame gen for you, where is it? AMD frame gen here. Sometimes you have to restart the game to see it. Let me see if it works. We should see FPS go, yeah, way up right there. I recommend usually turning it off if you can, but like sometimes I would say, like, if you're on especially like a lower end handheld and you want to play a game like this, like, it might be worth it for you. It'll lead to a bit more input latency, but sometimes that's worth the trade-off if you just want a smooth experience. But for this device, you don't need it, so I would just turn it off personally for that one. There we go. And again, that's with mouse, with FPS. You can also just switch back into controller mode. I suck using a controller in FPS games, so I'm not going to do that, but 3060, I could maybe see that. Yeah, detachable controllers are like the thing that makes it stand out, right? So, I mean, that's the party trick and the differentiator from everything else, really. But also the screen nowadays, too, as well. RX 580, roughly 10. I don't think it's a 1070. Spider-Man we just did, Terry. I was actually right before this game. And I'm going to keep switching because I've got about 25 minutes left. So let's switch again. We're going to switch quickly here, guys, for today to our next game. And I'll let you guys pick out what game you want to see. Let me maybe put the controllers back in really quickly. By the way, this can just undock like this. There's a little lock on this now. If you use the base, like if you use the Legion Go 1, this had this function, but it could just snap off and on. Now it's like completely like you're not letting that thing go, right? Unless you actually physically unlock it right here, which is like that, and then it pops out for you, which is nice. And again, this little controller cover comes off and stores in your case too if you want to take that with you if you do use FPS mode a lot. Also, fun fact, you don't like the case it comes with now has been changed. I don't know if all you guys have seen that yet. This is the case itself. I've shown this a good bit. It's more of like a soft case, not quite as big and bulky, but it also has little containers down here for, this is where like the FPS mode puck is supposed to go right here. And then this other one is where the cover for FPS mode goes. But if you don't use FPS mode, you can also take this out and put the charger in there instead and have the charger with you. So depends on how you want to use it, basically. You might even be able to fit all that stuff in there together. I just didn't want to like crowd it basically with this device. So we'll run GTA 6. I would think so. I can't test that right now, but I would think so. What's up, Mac? How's it going, dude? Gonna be busy for the next 13. I'm gonna be busy for the next year, dude. I mean, the next half year with a new kid coming. It's gonna be crazy. All right, guys, what games do you want to see next? I've got about 20 minutes left. So from the options you have here, let me know what you want to see, if that sounds good. Gotta flex on the Switch users. Hey, Switch is good too. Nothing wrong with the Switch, honestly. But it's hilarious how people compare the Z2E to a RTX 3060. Yeah, I don't know if that's a direct comparison, but we'll see. Spider-Man we already did, Terry, so I'm gonna save that one for now. Forza would be a good one. Helldivers 2 I don't have. Finals would be a good one too, actually. I see 2 Forza votes. Let's do Forza, which is gonna have to open Xbox for a sec here. But I think this one actually has a benchmark mode, so let's try that out specifically. Silksong Shadow I can do. Again, I've played a lot of that recently, so I don't know. I can do it if you want to see it still, but it might be kind of not a waste, but I feel like I've already shown a lot of that, if that makes sense. Monster Hunter we did already down. We did that one a little ago. Also same for Wukong Momo, which you can go back and see. But I haven't done, what else is on there I've not done? Control and Alan Wake 2, which apparently Alan Wake 2 is like a beast of a game to run. So we could try that one if you want to. Also like the traditional 3D Mark testing as well. Lock it to 88 hertz? Why 88 hertz? Out of curiosity. Is that a specific number to you? Forza is already insanely optimized. It's going to run like butter on a handheld. It has a built-in benchmark mode. So what's nice about that with the benchmark modes is you can compare it very easily to other devices. So that's why I try and stay there. This is live. Hi, Sita. How you doing? And this one is a good one too. So guys, give me a list of stuff like in Discord or on our community of what you want to see tested, and I'll prep it for next week. I'm thinking like Borderlands, Fortnite, Warzone. That's like half the storage already, but could do those 3. Finals, Warhammer, Stalker 2. People mentioned there's a lot of games that have been requested, but I only have so much storage on this version to go between each time. And then whenever Battlefield comes out, I'd love to test that. I don't know if I'll have the chance to test it before I have to go out on leave, but hopefully be able to. Finals is a good one too, Mac. Yeah, I mean, they just did a big update for that, right? With a bunch of new like destruction mechanics. So that one could be super interesting to test. PS5 remote should be tested. On here? I mean, maybe. Forza is on one racing game. That's true. You're correct on that. Hang on, I have an FPS mode still. That's one thing I always forget to do. If you guys ever wonder why the controller's not working, just make sure you do toggle it out of FPS mode. When I first got it, that was happening. That was the issue. Can you use an external drive for more storage? Yes, misplaced. Same way you can with Windows device, or you can use a micro SD card, which there is a spot for on the bottom right there. Yeah, it's up to you that way. Or you can also just change out the storage in here if you want to. Okay, it defaulted to low. I think that's fine. Where's the benchmark here? Graphics. All right, who's played Forza? Who knows where the benchmark? Oh, start benchmark mode. Here we go. Let's just start it with what it defaulted to, which I think is low. Is it starting? Maybe I'll do medium. Hang on. Let's try medium. Start. Yes. Let's try it in a medium. Apex Legends, Motorfest, Zombies. We could do that too. Apex I played a lot on the base go, and it ran fine, so I'm sure it'll run well in here too. Game sizes are insane, it's true. So that's why I had to like kind of pick and choose certain games on the lineup for each stream. This is a pretty good one overall. Why you go with only 800p and 1200p? We've done both, Momo. 800 will give you the highest frames, which we're kind of just like pumping up high frame rates right now. But you can also switch to 1200 if you want more of that resolution. I will tell you too, like if you guys have not used these devices before, 800 feels pretty good on this device. It's gonna look a little bit more like blown out sort of on the stream side, but definitely on like playing the device, 800 feels really solid. That's how I played most of like the AAA games on the base Go and the Go S. Watching my driving skills? Well, thankfully this one auto drives, Lithium, because yeah, one of my hardest challenges as a streamer is trying to drive and look at chat. It's not good. Using voice chat with the Go one's a little brutal. Well, you could always pick up a mic if you want to with the dock or the USB-C. It's an option for you. Does it support PlayStation and Xbox controller with Bluetooth? Yes. Yes, it does if you want to do that. But it's also kind of got that built in. So, you know, just grab the controller connector. That works for you too. Either Bluetooth or you can directly wire it via USB-C too. What else we got here? Is the kickstand sturdy? It is on the kickstand now. Dude, the kickstand on the Go one was already a beast. This one is like even more of a beast. It's the most solid kickstand I've ever used in a handheld by far. So yes, that's what I'm using to prop it up right now currently. I'm also going to take out these wires because I'm a perfectionist and I don't want them in the shot since we're not using them now anymore. Also still on battery, keep that in mind. So that's what we're currently using. What else we got here? Yeah, this one actually is taking a bit to load, surprisingly. I don't know if it's like a shaders thing. I don't know. It was fine with Wilds. Maybe I can plug in the battery for a sec and or plug in the charger and see if that speeds it. But sometimes that's the device itself. I don't remember Forza having this long of a load though. I haven't tested Forza in a hot minute, to be fair, but we'll see if that maybe helps it a little bit. Colors look so vibrant. The colors look amazing on this screen. I mean, the screen again is a standout feature in terms of having the OLED, VRR, and the big screen, right? native landscape and pure sight. Just place your order, Louis. Nice, man. Congrats. Let me know when you get it. And by the way, if you guys do end up getting this or any other devices, make sure you share it in the community too. We'd love to see kind of your stuff as you get it. This is what I was thinking, Jeff. This is the same thing with Monster Hunter Wilds. It's just loading the tool takes a bit for some of the shaders and things, but yeah, it's just kind of getting it going. This happens on any device, really. Thank you, Kat. Are you still doing benchmark testing? I know it was mentioned Helldivers 2 would be a good test. Have you done that one yet? No, that's not a good one, Alex. I'm doing a repeat from Tuesday for some of these games because I didn't like get a proper run at them with the VRAM settings. So I've been through like 6+ games so far, I think, and they've all been way higher than we had them on Tuesday. Thank you, Artyom. Yeah, I mean, I love it personally. I can't take credit, right? I didn't make the device. I just get to be the guy on the camera who talks about it, but I think they did an awesome job with it personally. You want to go Steam OS Z1E? That I also have right over here. Also kind of say, I love this device too, man. Like, these are both on my desk, and I have a hard time not really. I think the Go 2 is just more performant right now, but I love this device. Up until the Go 2 got here, this was like my main Go 2 for everything. Go 2, get it? But yeah, this device is also awesome, and Steam OS, man, is amazing, I gotta say. Which game is loading now? It's Forza currently, which is taking a minute. Let me really quickly, guys, I'm gonna unplug the capture card just to see if that speeds it up. Sometimes it doesn't like loading at that resolution, but I think it's honestly just Forza doing its thing right now, basically. I'm not sure about that, Nian, but you can check if you want to. I don't know about Vietnam specifically, but a lot like around the world it's coming to market basically in the next month-ish or so. So keep an eye out. Dark Souls Remastered when? Is that a graphically intense one? When will the controllers be available separately, random? So we've gotten that question a lot. I think it's probably going to be around the same time the device is available. I don't fully know, but yeah, whenever it's available in your market, I would imagine the controllers will be available around the same time, basically. Stalker 2 is on the list for next week or fall. Good request for you as well. Me when I'll compile the shaders. Me AF when I'm compiling shaders. Now it's going quick. It's at 90. Wait, the Hot Wheels thing on here too? I forgot. All right, we're almost done. I'm just gonna plug back in the capture, which I think was helping it kind of get through the figuring out how to display it. And then we'll see how it runs here. Hopefully it should be going in a sec here. If the capture card plays nicely. Should get a Legion Go S Windows. I'll be getting the Go 2. Oh, you got a Legion Go S Windows? Yeah, I mean they're both awesome, man. I've got all 4 of the Go's here, which I have only one to go now or something. I don't know. The Infinity Gauntlet of Legion Go's over here. All right, so we're I think in the game now. Hopefully it should be starting. It's done the loading screen, so we'll wait for it to actually run the benchmark. But do the controllers shake? Yes, they have vibration built in and haptics, if that's what you're asking, which have there's controls for it right in the flyout menu. I think you guys can see here. Which if you go into the controller option, you have controller vibration settings, vibration modes, lighting effects, touchpad vibration, which is the haptics and all that kind of stuff too. All right, now we're in the game. Thank you for your patience, guys. Just took a minute to go. Please try heavy levels on Geometry Dash. Is Geometry Dash like a taxing game to play? I've actually never played that game, but obviously it's like a super well-known game. What's up, Purple Cake? How's it going? Welcome in. Does the controller connected firmly to the main body? Yes. It locks in. You have to press a button to unlock it, basically. It's very firm. And I know, like, if you're saying that in reference to, like, the first device of having a little bit of controller wobble, there's no wobble. I can show you guys after if you want, but yeah. There's no wobble on this thing. I believe the first batch sold through, Cameron, but yeah, there may be some stuff on the way. Stay tuned. Heavy levels are really demanding on Geometry Dash. Really? I don't have that game, but I could try it maybe. Is it just me that's got the screen jumping? I see the camera going in and out, but I don't see it. Like, you mean like stuttering or anything? I don't see it personally. How much is the TDP? Right now it's on max that we're running it out. Where's my setting? Right there on custom, just to kind of give it like the top end here. And we're running on, I think, medium settings currently. Yep, this is pretty popular, Cameron. Playing the new Digimon game on this must be amazing. I haven't played Digimon in forever, but yeah. I mean, every game I've played so far is running great on this thing. I do want to test out, like, I think Alan Wake 2 would really be a good test from what I've heard. And also apparently Borderlands, because I think that's apparently maybe not the optimized thing, but we'll see. Okay, so that was that setting. Do you guys want to tweak it to a different preset? I think that was... Pretty sure I had that on a higher one. Is it? Oh, it's taking a second to actually change for me, I think. Maybe. Are we gonna change? Cancel. I don't know why it's not responding. Oh, here we go. You want to see a higher setting on it, maybe? Like high? We're gonna try Borderlands 4, John. So yes, I do want to try Borderlands 4. However, I have to restart to do this. All right, let's just switch games. I have 5 minutes left, guys. Okay, 5 minutes left to switch games really quickly. So I can get one more in before all this. Just restart now. What game should we play with the 5 minutes we have left before I have to go present to leadership here? Okay, give it a sec. It's closing the other game real quick. Do you have No Man's Sky with the new update? It would be a great test in Legion Go. No, I've heard that one's really good though. Yeah, I'm just gonna restart Space because it didn't like me doing that. So give me one sec here. Yeah, we can try one more game before I have to jump, if that works for you guys. Why isn't the max resolution of Legion Go? Because I get pretty good performance without it, basically. If you want to do that, you can run it at max res, but for a lot of these games, like I personally play on 800p to get the most frames. We did do some testing at high resolutions in other games, but there's only so much time. So right now I'm jumping between a lot of different games versus like spending a lot of time on one certain game. So, all right, you guys want to see Silksong? I mean, maybe do 3D Mark if we have a couple minutes here. Or I could switch to like one of the Epic games if you want to. Risk of Rain 2 is on here as well. There's a lot of options for you. Please find Enshrouded. I don't have Enshrouded on here, KK. I don't have it installed currently to play, but we could. Still think Legion goes on top. No need to upgrade, just better get a good gaming laptop. Well, what's nice, Mr. Bill, if you already have Legion Go, you can get the controllers separately to upgrade the base Go as well, which I think a lot of people will end up doing if you want to. And let me just test Silksong maybe, if you guys are okay with that. I know, like, this is the game I've been playing a lot. I actually haven't seen the frames that I get on Silksong though, so I might just try that with the couple minutes we have left here. Alan Wake 2 we could do quickly. All right, let me see if I can do that really quick here. Hopefully I don't have to like log into the Epic client. Sometimes Epic is picky about that. Let's find out. Bump this up really quickly. What VRAM is it set to, Lulu? It is set to 8, and that was the big difference from last stream. That's why we had lower numbers basically on Tuesday. So I want to do a run back today with the higher ones. Can you find any benchmarks from Enshrouded online? Do you play a lot of Enshrouded, KK? Yeah, because we could try it for next week. Oh, thank you, Billy. Go. Yeah, I mean, I love this screen. The Go just looks so cool, like the device itself. And now that you have the upgrades, like it's just even better, basically. All right, Epic, you gonna play nice with me today, maybe? Maybe you're the problem child. Let's see. Perhaps. Can you connect a Bluetooth keyboard? Yes, you can, Askar. That's what I often do on here. Bluetooth keyboard, mouse, headset, Xbox controller, whatever you want to do. All right, I don't think it's... Oh, no, there it goes. It's just taking its time. Hang on. Epic is thinking about it. Come on. Yeah, sometimes, for some reason with Epic, I always have to relog it into the client whenever I launch it. Not sure why. But it's nice to be able to run everything on Xbox, or on the device with the Windows. 8 years? for what? Yeah, let me, I'm not sure why Epic's not playing nice. There it goes, see? It's just, maybe it's doing an update in the background or something. What did I say? From before I was born? Silksong, please? Alright. Should I just do Silksong? Epic's probably updating right now. I like Epic, but it does take some time to jump up sometimes. Do you have anything on your main PC that you could stream play? Yes. I'll be honest, I've never actually done stream play before, but I could do that. I'm trying to think what's on. I don't think my main PC is turned on right now, but I could try that next stream maybe, if that works. GG those 5 minutes. Yeah, okay, you know what? Because this is taking a minute, let's just go to Xbox. Let's just do Silksong, so you guys can at least see it. This is my obsession. I think this game plus the Go-To is like my dream. If you had told me that I would be getting Silksong and the Go-To like in hand within a day of each other in 2025, I would not have believed you. But this is what I've been playing whenever I have time to play. Like, this is the thing. Like last night I was working on PowerPoint slides till like 10 p.m. pulled out the Go for like 5 minutes to play a little bit of Silksong on the Go-To, and that was the best. Oh, it was restarting Forza. That's why I was... Sorry guys, I don't know why. I forgot I had it set to restart instead of actually just closing that. So bear with me for a sec. It should launch the Hollow Knight in a sec here as well. Yes, we did Expression 33 earlier, Marco, if you want to see it. Oh, 8 years of followage? I like it. You've been a long time OG right here. All right, a little bit of Silksong. This one feels so good, man. I'm still trying to beat... I've not really got stuck on any one boss, thankfully, so far. I'm still in Act 1, for those of you who know about Silksong, but I think I'm near the end of Act 1, I believe, so we'll see. Can we use this as a PC? Yes, Askar, it is a PC. So anything you want to use as a PC, you can. I know, Bumka. I paid for it. Silksong's amazing. It's I streamed it like over the weekend, but yeah, I've been obsessed with it. I'm trying to think of the spoilers. Not really spoilers. Obviously, like, don't look at the abilities and stuff if you can help it, if you care about this game, but I'll show you how it runs at least over here. Also, do I have volume here maybe? Because the sound in this game is so good. Not sure if I don't have the in-game volume. Oh, maybe it's just right here actually. There we go. Okay. There's the nice Silksong music. There you go. So here's the actual in-game. Obviously the FPS is ridiculous in this game. It's at 365. You could run it on your 360 Hz monitor and be just fine if you want to. But it's for me, it's less about like the performance of this game. It's more about just like how nice it is in the Go, man. Like, just because it's an OLED screen. Like, if I go to an area that has really dark walls and like there, like, you see how dark that right side of the screen is? It's just, it's not gray. It's just lack of color at all. So that's what's so magical about games like this that are really dark. I'm gonna even turn off the performance overlay really quickly for you guys, because I don't think it matters for this game. Like, it's just so clean. You know what I mean? It's the dream. It's overkill for a game like this. You're not wrong. People said that. You could run this on a potato, but the OLED, man, is really nice. And for me, like, this is the game I'm currently playing a lot on the Go too when I'm not on stream. OLED, yeah. OLED's very nice on this one, so. Why was tasting Silksong? Because people ask for it, Selden. Listen here, Selden. I seldom have to tell you this, but people want a lot of different games on here, man. And some people play Cyberpunk, some people play Warzone, I'm like 2, you know, that kind of stuff. Some people want to get it and play Silksong, so we try to appeal to the whole audience, you know. We'll do some other games next week too, guys. We're gonna do, I'll try and get Warzone, Fortnite. Give me the list here. Warzone, Fortnite, Finals, Stalker, Warhammer. I feel like I'm forgetting more, but if I miss something, let me know. I think someone said Avowed, maybe some others. RuneScape next? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, one person's like, why are you playing Silksong? The other person's like, please play RuneScape. So, I mean, we can go on both spectrums here of performance if you want to. What's the FPS? I showed you earlier. The FPS is ridiculous. It's 363 right now. But for this game, though, this is a game where I think I would probably, what I do typically do, I think run in balance. I think you could run in quiet, though, and be fine. And even, like, the resolution, you could probably bump that up to 1200 and be fine. Like, I don't think it's going to impact your play at all. Yeah. And that'll make your battery last forever. Don't mind the bells. So you can see, let me change the actual for you guys. Here you go. This is the in-game settings now, so this is switching down the options here too. Thank you for entering stream code Summer. So for those of you just tuning in or not aware, we're giving away community products every single month. This month we have a Legion tablet and a Yoga laptop you can enter to win, and you can use those codes that Summer just dropped to increase your odds to win. So make sure you do that if you want to. Does the AMD overlay, I'm guessing you meant AMD overlay, work properly? You mean like the separate one, basically? I don't know why that's not changing. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, right now it's just the one that's built in, but you can probably, if you mean like adrenaline kind of thing, I haven't tested that yet, but I would think it probably will. Jen, I see you. I don't have an update for you yet. Just know that it's in the works, okay? Again, I'm not the product manager, so I can't specifically share, but it's on the works. Bro, listen, you guys can say whatever you want, but if you call this game lame, I don't even care if you call the Go-To lame. You call Silksong lame, that's another matter, okay? You can see the door over there. Don't you call this game lame, or else. He does Terraria. See, you guys, bro, sell it. You can't be like, why are you playing Silksong? And then be like, please test Terraria. You see what I'm saying? Guys, oh my gosh. I try to show as much as we can here. I could show Terraria, but it's gonna be the same thing as this game. I can't win. I can't win. But okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing this. I have my call here in 1 minute, so I have to jump. But thank you for tuning in. Again, we're gonna do more showcasing of the Go-To next week with Borderlands and some other games you requested, plus maybe some bonus streams next week. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing this first round of showcases. I could grab Elden Ring and grab Dying Light 2. Whatever you want me to see, make sure you join our Legion Discord or the gaming community and ask me to install something there so I see it before next week, okay? And I'll try and show that as much as I can. We're gonna test as much as we can here ahead of time. You test Tetris? You said please play Flash. You see what I'm saying? I mean, which way are we going here, guys? Are we going, you want me to test like Atari? Should I test Pong? Is that a good one to test next? Or should we go to a game made 100 years from now? There's a lot of spectrum over here. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next week. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.